Alright, I'm here. Let's have a little stream today, get some work done. Stay consistent working on this stuff. Get some stuff done. Yeah, let's go. So I actually had Play Game for Fun reach out and want help with memory game. So I'm still trying to think of the best way to do this. I don't know if actually using the deck cards are going to be the best because they have this bottom part and they don't show the whole image on top. The red circle. It's a minion. So it might be best to just use, like images. Let me see. Image display. Auto size, resize to image, double-sided. Display mode. Show on message. So we can use these image displays for the card display, I think. But still, we need to build the deck, shuffle it, and then deal it out to an array. So I was gonna make a 10 by 10 grid. That's an enormous undertaking. So we might start with just 5 colors for now. And see how that goes. So I made some memory cards for this. I need to make a backside. But what I'm going to do is give myself a deck of 10 cards to try to make this happen. So this will be card ID 5. And this is going to be the red square. Red square 1. And then red square 2. Because you need 2 of each when you're playing memory. So I have a red star. Red star 1. Card number 8. This would be red star number 2. And then I have a red diamond. So card number 9 is going to be red diamond. Red diamond 1. Whoops. We have to change this. red diamond 2. So here's a deck of 10 cards. The memory deck. Define memory deck. So it should be much easier for me to build memory out of 10 cards than out of 100. We're just going to start with 10 cards. We're just going to match 5 for now. How about that? Let's just define a new board because it's easier that way. And then we'll go down here and say that I want to... Not array. I want to... create a deck. And then we're going to start drawing cards. So we're going to define the memory deck. And then we're going to create the memory deck. So I'm not 100% sure if all this works yet. But I'm pretty sure that you have to define the cards. So I'm doing that on instant start. And then I'm just going to give myself a little, like... Well... I'm just going to have it all start when the experience starts up. So let me give myself a timer. Like... Memory deck build time. Or just time. So we're gonna start a timer. On instant start, we'll grab that one. We'll say 1 second later. Message to send. We'll say create memory deck. Hey, Cyber Dragon, what's up? Good to see you. Good to see you. Oops. We're working on a memory game. In card 1. Store deck size in memory deck. Memory deck size as an integer. Thanks for the lurk. Appreciate you. We're gonna auto shuffle. I wonder if you can create multiple decks of cards. How does it know which cards I want? From the card ID? Maybe? Probably. Message to send. Now we're going to draw a memory deck. We're going to draw from memory. so we need a variable for memory draw. I always do that. Go back to boards. Drawn. Memory drawn value. Remaining cards. Memory remaining cards. Ah. Oops, it's global still. Change that to local. Also gonna get a little proactive and throw a variable group out there so we can keep an eye on my variables while we're testing. We got some buttons out here while I was testing a little bit. I don't know if I'll be using those or not. Message to send. How about we check memory, compare memory deck. Actually, we don't have to do that because we know when the deck is empty. So message to send. Does it always send this, but it also sends this on empty? I don't know. We can test it out. What's up, nice man? Compare memory deck. Hope you're doing good today. We can say empty memory deck. I think that'll be 10, so when it's less than 1. So if we go compare number, this might be an extra step. We're gonna say, is the remaining cards less than, is the remaining cards greater than or equal to 1? If so, we're gonna pop back up here to draw memory deck. Boop. There's some stuff that we can add in here to clean it up a little bit. To be like player turn. A lot of that stuff is in the Eon memory game, Simeon memory game, which you can download as a template if you're interested. Right here in the marketplace. Can I open this in a new tab? I cannot. Also, if anybody's out there would like a template on Eon, please let me know. I would love to try to build you a template or starting logic or anything. So as we're dealing this out, we're gonna build the array. Memory deck array. It's going to be numbers. The max is always going to be 10. This is how we can pre-build the array, which is super cool. I don't think I need to say what the max is right now because there's only 10 cards in the deck. So let's go back to the board. We're gonna say array memory deck. How to export from Magic Palette into Eon. I was trying last week, but it seemed like none of the formats from the Magic Palette worked. I can look into that and have and work on a next stream, for sure. I can look into some Magic Palette and see what works best for me. Magic Palette. So I did use, I don't know if it pulls up on here. I can't spell. It's not on my Brave browser. With my Jack and Jill game, I use Magic Palette to create the world. So you can hop into Magic Palette here, and I can definitely do some more about this later. But let me see. If this loads up. Sometimes it doesn't work very well on Brave or Eon. I usually just use it on Chrome. But the file that you want is going to be called the GLB. .glb. I'm pretty sure. Or the GLB is the GLB is the asset, sorry. Yeah, this isn't loading up. It's not GLB, sorry. It's trying to look. It's the MPK. You want the MPK. Yeah. MPK file. Yeah, I built Jack and Jill, the whole land with Jack and Jill, in Magic Palette right here with this blocks builder, and then I imported that land right into Eon. Also, I imported the Misty Mountain into Eon with the MPK as well, which you can use Magic Palette to get your block designs from Game Maker still. Let's keep doing that. Anyway, we can look into that in future episodes if that doesn't help, which that wasn't much help. You didn't see an MPK option? Here, let me open it in Chrome to get past that texture loading thing so I can see it. Let me open this quick. Alright, so here's my Chrome browser. We're in Magic Palette. And if I open this project, so this is the map that I built in Magic Palette that I built Jack and Jill on top of. So this is before I started putting anything on Eon. And if you go to save, I think, no. If you go to export, right here, export an MPK map right here. This is what's going to give you your block map. And then a GLB, your GLB, this is going to give you an asset. So what you want is the MPK so you can build your block map if you want to use that. If you want to build an asset, then you're going to use the GLB. This is Magic Palette. Are you talking about Magic of Voxel? But yeah, check that out. Let me know. Hit me up on Discord or Twitch or whatever. Okay, so what do I want to do? I want to list push. I want to build out my array as the deck gets drawn. So we can see on this board, we are creating the memory deck. We create the deck and then we also draw it. So I'm going to say create / deal memory deck. I see. This one's loading up. Land generator. Oh, this one must be the old one, I guess. Yeah, it must be the older version. So give the newer version a try. I'm just clicking around the buttons here. It doesn't look like you can save MPK here, you're right. Not that I can tell. Exported a Highland map. Yeah, I got a Voxa Highland. Yeah, I don't know. But try that new link with the Magic Realms. That's what you want. Create and deal memory deck. Message to send. Draw memory deck. Compare memory deck. Memory deck array. We're going to put in the memory drawn value. Every time we hear compare memory deck. I think. No. I don't know. I don't know if this sends out when it's empty or not. We'll figure it out. So that should just build out the array. Let's see if 10 items get put in our array. That went extremely fast. Okay. So I'm not 100% sure the best way to build out this game for like buttons and stuff. But I'm thinking top down is usually the best. Lock rotation, fixed camera. Lock rotation, lock facing, cursor aim. We are going to go ahead and get rid of our movement. Let's go ahead and bring our distance way out. I want a free cursor. Where's my cursor? Did I do it with my camera stuff? Cursor aim off. Must have been cursor aim. Okay, so I know Cyber Dragon added some sort of like, whoa. Some sort of like, how fast something touches something. I was wondering if it could also be a button. If items could be buttons now. Or if we need to put buttons on the HUD. Interactable. Movement detector, red light, green light. Can't wait to make that more. Paint tool. Where is it? RTS stuff. Real-time strategy. enable RTS mode for the scene. I need to mess with those. Oh wait, define a 2D screen space interaction region. Screen zone. What is this? 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 Mouse button is held. The pointer entering the zone without clicking won't trigger. The pointer entering the zone without clicking won't trigger. Trigger enter inside messages. Perfect for brush drag mechanics where you want to require active interaction. Message sent once when the pointer enters the zone. So I can make HUD buttons. I think. So this would be like row 1, column 1. Dwell message. No. Inside message. Activate message. The zone at runtime. Send this to enable pointer detection. Useful for enabling zones only during specific game phases. No, I just want the enter message right now. Does this work like this? I wonder. Entity projector. I want it to come from the entity shape. Circle. Could this be the backside of the card for me? Can I preview this? What does this even look like? Nothing? Let's also go ahead and give myself a prompt. So we enter message C1. R1C1. R1C1. Message. R1C1. Always on top, true. Should work, I guess. Why does this go invisible? Oh. Screen zone. When enabled, draws a colored outline filler on the zone. Yes. We want to see this. I'm not sure how to use that yet. Or I don't know if it works with top down, maybe. It's okay if it's broken. Is it? Am I trying to use it in a proper way, maybe? Or no? Let me change the camera to first person where I can scroll. Pew 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 pew. Well, this really isn't the end of the world at all. I was just trying to see if I could get around making HUD buttons for everything. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see. Let's go ahead and take the appearance of this and get rid of shadows. Okay. How's this gonna work? We'll get there. We've got some good progress today so far, I'm telling you. So far, what we have done today is we created a 10 card deck. We created the deck. Well, we defined the cards. We created the deck. We dealt them and we put it in an array. Okay, that's what we've accomplished so far. Now, we need to build a system out here, which is going to be 2 rows of 5. Because I'm just going to do a 10 card memory game because a 100 card memory game is way too hard for me. Why should I do all that? So we're going to do a 10 card memory game. And so when you're doing memory, you have to pick 2 cards. So I'm going to pick this card, I'm going to pick this card. How should we do that? Probably with buttons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. Oh shit, did I say row first, which doesn't make any sense because C comes first. C1 row 1. I might change some of this stuff a little bit for the next time I work on this. I'm just trying to wrap my head around what's gonna happen here. So the next one's going to be column 2, row 1. Column 2, row 1. Oh, those aren't even in the right spot. I'll just have to move them around. C4, row 1. C5, row 1. Column 5, row 1. I'm just putting 1 second linear cooldowns on these so they can't be mashed. Alright. Column 1, row 2. Column 2, row 2. Column 3, row 2. But yeah, if anybody out there likes this idea or has any other ideas how I can improve this, just let me know. We can work on that. Column 4, row 2. Like I said, this isn't probably the final. Probably clean it up a little bit before I publish it into a template. Alright, C1, C2, C3, C4, C5. Alright, let's see here. So, 14, let's go minus 15. Minus 6. Minus 14.5. Get rid of screen zone. How come I can't see this image? Because okay. So we're just gonna get spacing down a little bit. Okay. So now these particular images aren't going to be the ones that are going to always be shown. This is just the red circle. So this is row or column 1, row 1. So if someone picks this, then if it's the first one picked, then we're going to flip this card over. And the second one that's picked, we're going to flip it over, compare, and if they're right, take them away. What are things we can keep track of while people are playing? We can go how many moves they make. We can do how many times they, how many turns they take, and how long it takes them to play. I was able to see, I think I'm able to see the images when I upload them. When I went to play, yeah. Play, test, and leave, yeah. They came back, you're right. So we're going to use this image display. And I'm going to go on a message. Message to show. I might have to spend a little more time thinking about this logic. Player choice logic. Let's see if we can do at least one player choice before I sign off today. So if a player is going to be right here and they're going to push this button, column 1, row 1. Then we're going to say get at index, I think. If I push column 1, row 1, well, actually I need to create a variable first. For sure, we need player choice tracker. I'm the worst at coming up with variable names. Just the worst. And messages, not the best. So we have this new variable. And the reason I did that is because the player can only pick 2 cards. So if we push any of these buttons, so let's go send message. Let's add all of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess it says 10 right there. C1. What did I do? Oh yeah, because it's rows. Column 1, row 1. Column 2, row 1. Column 2, row 1. Column 3, row 1. Column 4, row 1. Column 5, row 1. Do all of them for row 2. Message descent. Player choice math. How about we'll start with math? Math, player choice. We'll go math, player choice. Math, player choice. We're gonna add 1. And then compare player choice. If math player choice is equal to 1, then we're going to show player choice. Let's just start with that. Actually, that's not going to work. It's not going to work at all. Because it's going to have to know exactly which column. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to funnel all these. I don't think I'm going to be able to funnel them. Oh well. C1 row 1 is going to add 1 to the player choice. Then we'll probably hide that button to make sure you can't push that button again. Cheat yourself. I must have already deleted it. Check message 4. Compare player choice, math player choice. I think, yeah, I don't think there's any way around having to have separated messages for everything. Now that I think about it. So if I have separate messages for everything, then I can say, this is their choice. Is it equal to 1? Yeah, so let's go ahead. I had to check to see if I was spelling choice right. That's what a weird word. I always do that. Looking at a word like, is that how you spell that? C1R1 player choice. And I'm going to say yes, because that's just, I don't know. I don't know what to do. Player choice show. How about just show? Let's keep it easy. C1 R1 show. Alright, let's get the get at index. So this is going to be the 0 index, because it starts at 0. Variables. This is going to be the list. Index. We're going to be the get list, get index. I don't know. We'll just call it get index for now. We'll call it get index. C1 R1. I'm going to change this one to show, and we'll put this one, we'll say get. Get it. Get it. I'll show it. So it can be 5 different cards. So if we go compare numbers, if you could really wrap your head around this one, this would be a really good thing to ask AI to work on for you. If you can get the rules figured out. Eon's AI is pretty good at making rules. So we're going to grab the get index, and we're going to say if it's equal to 1, then it would be C1 R1. Wait, let me pull up the cards. I don't even remember. Circle. And if it's equal to 2, it's also circle. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Circle, circle. So 3 would be triangle. Triangle, triangle. And then it would be square, square. Star, star. You could potentially build this differently to have like a toggle system to toggle one off, toggle the next one on. Potentially make it a little easier that way. I always usually just land on making separate messages for everything, so I don't have to think hard. It might be a little extra work to make sure everything has its own messages, but it just fits into my brain easier. So what we essentially just said was that this first slot right here could be 10 different cards. I think that's the 10 right there. I'm using the image display and not the card display because the image display just shows the image and you can stretch it so that it fits in properly. The card display has like a bottom half where you can display what it is and stuff like that, so I think image display is better for this. So we're gonna type in C1R1 circle. I guess we don't need to double up that. Duh. And then we have square, which I can put that image in, or I mean triangle, shoot. Hide image. What am I doing? Oh yeah, here we go. Triangle. Okay, and then let's just grab all these while I'm here. We got the square. And then we have the star. And last but not least, the diamond. One square. Star. Diamond. Is that gonna work? Oops. It wasn't ready yet. Star. Star. Diamond. Star. Why is it always star or diamond? There's a square. Okay. I've yet to see triangle and circle. There's a circle. Yeah! So, we're showing one card. That's cool. I can sort of see how this is going to work. Definitely. So, player choice. You're going to have this for every single button. When it's equal to 1, we're going to show it. When it's equal to 2... man. I might have to ask AI to help me with this one. Think through the logic. To make sure I don't do any unnecessary hard work on myself. But I probably will do that. We've been going for an hour and 10 minutes anyway. I think we've got pretty good progress. This is our 4th board. And at least we got the first one showing what it's going to be. I keep pushing it too soon. You gotta wait for the deck to build. Boom. Square. And then none of these are ready, but you push it. It'll show you if it's not a match, then it should go back to blanks. So I need the back of the card. I need to design the back of the card. Alright, cool. Much love, everybody. I appreciate you very much. Hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Don't do anything I wouldn't do out there, and I will see you soon. I will see you soon. Where is the curtain? It's like I can never remember how to do this. Alright, everybody. Much love. Talk to you later. Have fun out there. Bye-bye.